Hello, everyone. Thank you for joining us again here on Yuridia On Air show. Thank you for being here, and remember to subscribe and share it to all your friends. I want to introduce you to my new friends over here. Well, you already know Alejandra. Hello, welcome, Alejandra.
Thank you.
But I think this is the first time you're in Yuridia's On Air. So
Yes.
we are on Entre Amigas. So I'm going to send the invitation for Entre Amigas for more people to join because it's only women. But this month that we're celebrating women, I invited you guys because you guys are doing wonderful things in the community. But specifically, I want to make the announcement for the Latino economic development that you guys are in. And I want you guys to tell everybody who you are and then what is this program.
Yeah.
Okay.
Absolutely. So I can kick it off. So my name is Anayeli Martinez Real, and I'm on the learning community. Can I say that again?
Yeah.
Sorry, I was going to start representing the wrong thing. I'm sorry. My name is Anayeli Martinez Real, and I'm on the Latino Economic Development Council, and I'm on the board. And really, the LEDC was formed last year, in the last year or so, and it was specifically to draw more attention to all the needs that exist in South Omaha. And so there'll be a lot of different things that are developed through the council, and it's going to be youth development, career development, workforce development. And then right now we're currently taking on a $94 million project that will really revitalize South Omaha with a new the Plaza de la Raza. Instead of it just being a parking lot, it'll be a plaza where there can be concerts and different events
Like a
throughout the
little
year.
park.
Like a little park with a kiosco,
Like a real plaza.
like a real plaza, like the
A
ones we
real
have in
one.
Mexico. And that'll be really exciting, and also a culture building where folks can come together and you can display your art, you can have different community events. Because sometimes when we want to have events in South Omaha, it's really tough to get a space. So there'll be a culture building, there'll be a parking garage. I mean, parking is such a difficult thing that we
Yes.
have in South Omaha, especially when there's events. So there'll be a parking garage, and then also one that will be a mixed use housing with some retail and also some residential on the
That's
upper
what we
floors.
need. That's what we need because we already gathered there, right? But it's hard. So it's something that it's been missing. So tell us, how did this what is this, like is this a nonprofit or how did it started? Or
Yeah, so it is a nonprofit. It's a 501(c)(3), and it was really started by the brains of Marcos Mora, Itzel Lopez, and Armando. And they started this just because they knew that in order to, typically there wasn't funding going to South Omaha. There was lost opportunities on, hey, let's fill out a grant, let's fill out ARPA fund. And until a 501(c)(3) is formed, usually you can't receive funding. And so I would say, they were the founders that really wanted to kind of put this together because you have to have a voice and you have to, in order to be a voice of the community and receive funding, you have to have an organization.
yeah.
And so they said, in all of the people that are on the board and steering committee, like Alejandra, we're all volunteers. So there is no
So this is all volunteer.
this is all volunteers. We don't have any staff. I mean, some nonprofits obviously have an executive director and staff to support them. Everything that we're doing is completely as volunteers. We all have full-time jobs and do this because we truly believe in it. And in order to make it happen, you have to come together. And so this really started
In 1 year?
in 1 year.
Yeah. Start making all this noise.
It's
That's
incredible.
noise, action.
Action.
So what is it? How is this process? Is it a bill? And then you guys submit the bill, then vote? How does it, for people that are new in this country that they don't have idea how this process works? Can you guide us? What is that?
Yeah, absolutely. So last year was LB 1024 that was introduced, and that bill was introduced to allow a little over $300 million to go specifically to COVID affected areas, which in urban areas was North Omaha and South Omaha that were extremely affected during the pandemic. And so that bill was introduced and passed last year.
Okay.
And so with LB 1024, what the senators did is, in order to have an equitable process, they said, we're going to hire a consultant. So they went through an RFP process to hire a consultant. They ended up selecting Olson, which is an engineering firm here in Omaha who's very well connected with the community. and they had a series of workshops. They had one at South High, they had one at Metro Community College South Omaha,
North
no,
Omaha.
they had one at North Omaha. And so they had several community events to try to get voices of the community. And this is actually the first time it's ever been done where the community was the one that was voicing what type of projects were needed within the
Instead of
community
you to give
instead of
it,
other folks doing it, right? And that
that's
has
really
never
good.
happened.
Yeah, I was part of that at the Metro Community College. So I spoke at that, and it was just really empowering to be able to be given that space to for them to hear us out and why we want this bill to be passed. So I thought it was really powerful for them to do that. So yeah.
That
Yeah,
was
no.
the question, like, how did you hear about the bill or how to distribute? Because many times people from the community, they're working full time. They don't know. We're trusting the government. We just pay our taxes and we trust in
Mhm,
the government to do this, but we do need organization like this to
mhm,
get involved and to pass the voice so more people are aware. Okay,
mhm.
this is what we're trying to do,
Mm-hmm.
and we need your support,
Oh, completely.
right?
Yeah.
I mean, I think they did a really good job that when the bill was passed, there was a lot of just media trying to get the word out, trying to get local leaders
Mm-hmm.
in these spaces. And so I think that's how the word was out. I mean, there was on the website, there was announcements being made about the different events. And I think usually when you reach out to the local South Omaha, North Omaha leaders, they have their own networks, right? So like
Yes.
for us at Said
Even
Lopez.
before,
Yeah.
even before Facebook, right? And all this, for you,
Exactly.
it's a lot.
Yeah, for us,
Itzel Lopez. She
she
is
is
the
the
connector.
she's the
That's
connector.
really good.
She connects everybody. And so she, once they got her on the list, it's like she was able to spread the word. And she's the one that assures that all of us are attending things like
Mm-hmm.
this to get awareness, or they were out in the Capitol all of,
Last week.
you know,
Last week?
was it
This
this week?
week.
I think
This
this
week.
week
She's the
actually.
one that put this
She
together.
put this together. So we tell her she'll be our mayor one day here, but
Yeah.
Yeah.
she's absolutely phenomenal, and
Well, she's already doing the work of a mayor for us.
she is
So yeah, she's
she's
our mayor.
phenomenal. Yeah, and so she's the one that really, and I think it was smart for them to say, let's reach out to the local leaders because they already have their networks, right? And so
Yes.
then they're able to kind of spread the word instead of just posting it in specific media. So I think they did a really good job of making sure that the right folks were there and involved throughout the
Okay.
process. And now this go round, the funding has been approved, but now it's a matter of which projects are going to get the funding. Olson made a recommendation. Their recommendation was about $100 million to go to South Omaha, which was such good
That's
news
amazing.
for
Yeah.
So it's
all
a
of
done
us.
deal? It will, or there's
So
still
that
No,
was the
like,
recommend. So
yeah.
that was the
okay.
recommendation, and now there's a new bill being introduced to now actually say these are the projects that are going to get the funding.
Mm-hmm.
So that'll
Okay.
be the bill that's introduced now, and then hopefully by the summer we'll know which
Where it's
project
heading. Mm-hmm.
will be
So
getting.
what are you guys are doing? So once that is approved, what is your input, or how do you going
So
to?
if they give the funding,
Yes.
so right now, for our specific project for LEDC, we have the Adelante project, which is includes
Okay.
the plaza and the projects I had mentioned. And Olson had recommended that we get $20 million. And so if that's a little over $20 million, if that does happen with the bill that's currently being introduced,
Mm-hmm.
we already have RDG, who is a designer who's helping us. So we would get the plans moving forward, and then we'd really want to get construction started here at the end of the year
Oh
Yeah.
my
um,
God.
or early next year. So yeah, so it's, I mean, we're already, I think the message that we definitely want to relay is that all of the organizations that went to get the funding and to try to apply, because it was a very tough process to go through. There was a lot of questions to answer and a lot of information to kind of put together in a very short period. And we're ready. I mean, we've brought
Yeah.
everybody together, partnering with Canopy South and other organizations to be ready to accept the funding and get the project off the ground.
Mm-hmm.
Wow.
I think it's a beautiful thing that Itzel did connect all of us
Mm-hmm.
Latino leaders
Mm-hmm.
to be able to execute the project. I feel that everybody contributed just a little bit, and I mean, there's nothing like working in unity,
Mm-hmm.
right? For
Yes,
such
like
a
to
big
you
project
put
like
it
that.
together instead of one
Mm-hmm.
person trying to do it all.
Mm-hmm.
No, you just bring the people. I think what is impressive is the leadership and the contribution. I mean, you don't hear a lot that leaders that they have full-time jobs are gonna, make time for this.
Mm-hmm.
and then put it together in a short period of time and do it well, because it is happening. So I think it's beautiful what you guys are doing it. Don't change, keep doing it. Well, these wonderful ladies, they're gonna send us information, and you can share that information about more about the organization, how to get involved, or how to learn about it. We need to know what's going on in South Omaha, right? And with the leaders. And so I think it's important that people understand, because sometimes we watch the news, but we don't understand.
Yeah.
So you guys will share that information. We put it in there.
Yes, that'd be
Okay.
great.
Well, thank you for being here.
Absolutely.
We'll see
Thank
you
you for
again.
having us.
Yes.
Great.
See you guys again, because I need to get you guys' stories. Okay.
Absolutely.
Thank you. Bye-bye. Hola, hola, bienvenidos a nuestro show de Yuridia On Air. Gracias por estar aquí y no se olviden de suscribirse y compartir este show a todos sus amigos porque está bueno. El día de hoy tenemos a una gran amiga, gracias por estar aquí, Ale, que es nuestra amiga de Entre Amigas, que les vamos a mandar la invitación ahí para que se unan al nuevo show que es privado para mujeres, ¿no? Pero con este mes de la mujer, pues obviamente que gracias por estar aquí en nuestro otro programa. Y que nos compartas, porque ahorita está la noticia eso del plan del sur de Omaha y muchos no sabemos exactamente qué es lo que es o no entendemos el proceso. Entonces, por eso te invitamos para que nos expliques qué es este programa de latino, se llama, ¿verdad?
Es
O cómo.
LEDC. So LEDC es Latino Economic Development Council. Esta organización es un 501c3, es una organización caritativa. Fue formada el año pasado.
Tiene poquito.
Tenemos poquito, pero hemos hecho mucho en grupo. Y tenemos al board ejecutivo, que está Itzel, Armando, Salgado, Anayeli, Marcos Mora, Yesenia Valenzuela y ¿quién más? Bueno,
Alguien más, ahí vamos a poner los
ahí
demás.
vamos a poner César y esta Cristal, pero
Ok.
yo estoy en el comité, y en el comité ya somos muchos más. Básicamente somos diferentes líderes en la comunidad latinos, y nos formamos porque queríamos básicamente que fondos que el gobierno da, para que pueda hacer diferentes, ¿cómo se dice? Developments.
Como, pues sí que es que, no sé. ya me
Para
olvidó.
que formen o sea, para que se pudiera, para que básicamente fundaran los diferentes developments que se van a hacer en South Omaha.
Ok.
Empezamos con el bill que se introdujo el año pasado, LB110, y ya después de eso alocaron cierta cantidad. So ahora se pasaron otros billes que después vamos a compartir con el público. También para que apoyen y manden cartas a los senadores para que, o sea, miren la necesidad de que necesitamos mejorar el sur de Omaha, ¿no? Pero básicamente parte de eso, de esa reconstrucción vamos a ¿cómo se dice? Revitalize.
¿Cómo revivir?
Como revivir la Plaza La Raza, o sea, va a ser un parque más bonito, va a ser un lugar donde podemos tener conciertos, y no solo eso, o sea, va a ayudar la economía del sur de Omaha también.
Sí, porque obviamente, pues, nosotros, la comunidad latina, somos fuertes, ¿verdad?
Sí.
Con poquito crecemos, pero sí hace falta, especialmente cuando veo otras comunidades que están creciendo y a veces uno se queda, pues aquí el de sur de Omaha está igual, o sea, queremos un cambio. Sí se requiere como un lugar, como un centro pues, de reunión, ¿no? Como una placita. Eso es lo que van a hacer, porque miré unas fotos y dije yo, ¿what? Eso se va a hacer porque viene el estacionamiento, un parque, un kiosco. Ese es el plan, es la propuesta entonces. Entonces, ustedes como grupo se juntaron y dicen, vamos a representar el sur de Omaha para que ustedes sean la voz y vayan ahí al gobierno a pedir pues, propuestas de leyes, ¿no? Los
Sí.
billes. Eso es lo que
Es
hacen.
exactamente lo que hacemos.
Ok,
Ya,
ok.
y todavía estamos esperando qué son los proyectos que van a pasar, o sea, los biles, parte de los biles, y otra vez mandamos esa información de cómo trabaja todo eso.
Sí.
Pero parte de eso, ellos nos van a decir como para de aquí al verano, qué son los proyectos que van a fundar y qué podemos hacer.
Entonces de aquí al verano se va a saber la noticia.
Sí,
Entonces
sí,
para que cuando sepan nos avisan, entonces para
sí.
anunciarle y la gente sepa qué es lo que se aprobó,
Ujú.
¿verdad? Y ya una vez sabiendo qué es lo que se aprobó, ya se sabe qué van a hacer y cuánto tiempo se va a hacer,
Sí.
se va a tardar todo eso.
Sí, ya
Entonces Sur de
tenemos.
Omaha va a estar en reconstrucción.
Oh, sí, va a haber mucha construcción, pero va a
Va a
ser
ser
para
para el
mejorar.
bien.
Ujú.
Sí, qué bueno, qué bueno. ¿Hay algún anuncio tú que quieras anunciar a las personas que cómo involucrarse o qué necesitan? O sea, porque pues esto es como de comunidad, ¿no?
Claro que sí.
Ujú.
Pues nosotros cuando hagamos anuncios de que necesitamos que la comunidad nos apoye,
Ujú.
sería muy bonito que más gente pudiera escribir cartas a los senadores y
Ok,
te mando la información para que
ok.
sepan cómo hacerlo. Y de verdad es explicar de por qué se necesita cambiar el sur de Omaha, o sea, por qué necesitamos estas renovaciones,
Ujú.
que es muy importante porque si no escuchan de la comunidad, no van a saber lo que es, por qué se necesita.
Sí, al final del día son
Ujú.
números, ¿no? Como
Sí.
que si nadie dice nada, pues no vamos a hacer nada.
Ujú.
Entonces, ¿es una forma de apoyarse a hacer cartas, es esto?
Sí, escribir cartas. Ya fueron a Lincoln
Ok.
para hablar acerca de eso. Tal vez va a haber más sesiones en el futuro, pero por ahorita las cartas son súper importantes.
Ok. Pues
Y
ahí me pasa la información y
sí,
así yo les ayudo a la gente a llenar las cartas.
¿verdad que sí? Pero es solo eso y si se quieren involucrar en lo que es LEDC y no pueden contactarme a mí o a
Ujú.
Anayeli o a Itzel López, o sea, somos varios, así que
¿Y es solamente voluntario?
sí,
¿Y cómo
sí.
le hacen?
Pues fíjate, todos nosotros tenemos nuestros trabajos durante el día, pero somos todos voluntarios,
Sí,
pero porque reconocemos que queremos un sur de Omaha más bonito, o sea, que crezca económicamente,
sí.
para todos, porque si está creciendo económicamente, todos los negocios, o sea, les va mejor, y podemos,
Sí, que sea como turismo también, que no nada más sea el 5 de mayo, ¿verdad?
sí,
Porque lo que estábamos hablando es de que si tú no vives en el sur de Omaha, ¿para qué vas a ir al sur de Omaha?
ujú,
Yo no vivo en el sur de Omaha, pero yo voy seguido por la comida, la música. Y yo llego al sur de Omaha hasta le subo volumen a mi auto. Te sientes en
en
casa, te
casa,
sientes en una comunidad. Y a mí me da mucha felicidad que estén haciendo esto porque hay que aportar
sí.
a la comunidad, no nomás porque no vivas ahí, si vives o no vives, o sea, que es como, te da nostalgia a veces, pero se siente bonito que vayas allá a la Michoacana o que vayas a comerte un taquito o
Sí,
algo, ¿no? Y
o ir
para
a
los
las tiendas,
niños o a las
sí, a
tiendas
las
que
tiendas.
estamos hablando, ¿no? Que incluso me acuerdo que para la boda yo iba a otras tiendas y estaba como medio aburrido, pero para la ropa al sur
Al
de
sur de
Omaha,
Omaha.
zapatos al sur de
Ujú.
Omaha. Entonces hay que apoyar a esos negocios porque esos son negocios de
Oh,
familias
sí.
locales.
Ujú.
Entonces el dinero se queda aquí. Yo pienso que
Exactamente.
uno tiene que ser más consciente ahora cuando compras algo porque ya estás portando a la comunidad, a una familia, ¿no? Y
Ujú.
eso es lo que ustedes están
Sí,
representando a la comunidad latina, entonces,
claro que
en
sí.
general. Pues qué bueno,
Sí.
Alejandra, que no cambien, eres una chingona. Después vamos a tener aquí a Alejandra para que nos hable nada más específicamente de ti, ¿ok?
Ok.
Bueno, pues muchas gracias por estar aquí. No sé si tienes algún anuncio o ya que nos pones la información y ahí todo el mundo
Ya, ahí
puede.
ponemos toda la
Y si alguien
información.
quiere estar involucrado en esta organización, que te manden mensaje a ti y
Sí,
ya
y ya
tú
los conectamos.
los conectas.
Ujú.
Muy bien. ¿Qué tipo de personas pueden ser voluntarias aquí o qué?
Mira, yo te diría que, o sea, si tienen ¿cómo se dice? Am,
Pasión.
sí,
Ajá.
ándale, ándale. Si tienen no solamente la pasión de querer ayudar a la comunidad latina, a
Ajá.
su gente, o sea, con eso, especialmente si tienen, o sea, una voz en donde trabajan o en la comunidad, o sea, especialmente de esa forma, porque así es como podemos involucrar a más gente, ¿no?
Sí.
Pero ya, si tienen la pasión en ayudar a la comunidad, pues es lo que se
Es
necesita.
lo único que se necesita,
Yeah.
las ganas.
Y las ganas.
Ok, bueno, pues ya escucharon. Aquí ya está Alex y nos vamos a seguir viendo.
Sí.
Muchas gracias, Alex. Nos vemos. Thank
Adiós.
you. Adiós. That's it.
That was